An historic sport location and modern car racing.
Hello and welcome to Motorvision on Tour. What you see behind me is the Olympia Stadium here in Munich. And that what's going to take place here today has never been done before. We're here live at the first ever big DTM show event in Munich, and you can hear it behind me. The motors are getting hot and ready to run. Just in a few moments, we'll be listening to the sound of a lot of 470 horsepower V8 engines of the DTM racing cars. The top teams are going up against each other. Mercedes is going to try to knock out Audi, and the top drivers of the teams are going up one-on-one down here on the track. So let's get started. DTM in Munich, let the show begin.
Over 30,000 motor racing fans have come to the DTM show event to be close to the stars. And the preparations have been going on for weeks. The grass at the Olympia Stadium has been covered by an almost 1.2 kilometer long asphalt track. Two pilots go up against each other at a time in a race against time. Even in the training rounds before the actual duels begin, the teams from Mercedes and Audi have not been immune to accidents. On the first day, the best drivers from the DTM teams compete against each other in a competition within auto brands to determine the fastest Audi and Mercedes-Benz pilots. None of the drivers on this track get beyond the second gear. Speeds are close to 100 kilometers an hour. Even for the experienced Audi drivers like Timo Scheider and Matthias Ekström, the tight track is a challenge. For Mercedes, Bruno Spengler, who leads the overall championship, and Jamie Green are in the lead. Both are offering up an exciting duel in the last race at the Nor Rising. At the end, Spengler was the winner, but Green wants revenge in Munich. However, he appears to be too inexperienced to beat Spengler. Audi against Audi, Mercedes against Mercedes in this internal race within brand names. The best pilots go up against each other. They all have the winner gene, even if it is not about getting championship points here. The quarterfinals include a pit stop, and no one wants to give points away. Every tenth of a second counts. All the drivers are really pushing it to the limit to get into the finals. A show event as close as possible to the runs that gain points. Here, drivers like Eduardo Matara and Mike Rockenfeller can show what they've got. All the rookies like 25-year-old Mercedes pilot Renger van der Zande and the old hands like Bruno Spengler, who lead in the scoring, have the chance here to steal the show. The fastest pilots from both the DTM brands, Mercedes and Audi, will meet in the finals of the race that pits the same brands against each other. Bruno Spengler against Eduardo Matara. Both are not giving anything away in the battle for the day's win. A real breathtaking final and a surprise winner in the end, Audi pilot Eduardo Matara. A triumph for the Playboy Audi. Matara can be happy. And behind the scenes at the DTM show event, there's also a lot going on.
Welcome to the paddock area here at the DTM show event in Munich. And man, some action going on backstage, I can tell you that. A lot of mechanics running around, tuning the cars. You got the drivers all kind of nervous before the race. And of course, the fans and the spectators excited to see what goes on backstage. But what is the DTM about except show, you know? I mean, of course, it's cars and it's racing, but somebody's got to tell me what's so special about this racing series. And I'm going to try to find out and get me one of those drivers. Follow me.
Well, the crowd and the fans are in position and the suspense is at its peak because in a few seconds the Super Race Grand Prix is going to take place right over here. We are here in a privileged position because we are right at the racetrack, and let me give you some short details about such a Super Race truck. It is 5 tons of massive iron and steel. It just takes 5 seconds to speed up from 0 to 160 kph, which is a massive force. So we keep our fingers crossed and watch the race now.
Jochen Hahn in the number 3 truck is in the pole position.
This is the big moment we've all been waiting for. The race begins now. A massive wall of iron and steel is rolling towards us. We watch the race now.
The big heavyweight roars into the curve at 160 kilometers per hour. Who is going to keep his nerves in this neck-and-neck competition? Who is going to drift away from the track? In the gigantic starter field, there is no mercy. Everyone tries to find a way forward.
Okay, we are here, still at the Truck Grand Prix, standing right next to the racetrack, and it's really amazing how fast these super race trucks can speed up. All these trucks go really fast, and I think it's a bit dangerous too.
Jochen Hahn tries hard to shed his competitors. In the first race, he crosses the finish line and wins the race. That has to be celebrated properly. David Vrecki and Gert Kerber stand next to him on the podium, ready for round 2. The Truck Grand Prix at the Nürburgring is one of the 4 races for the Truck Racing Cup. The width of the vehicles is mercilessly utilized. Constant changes in positions. The current European champion, Albacete, in the number 1 truck, makes his way forward from his place at the 6th start position. While in a bitter competition with the Bulgara duo. The race has not been so good for the other racing giants. The number 1, Antonio Albacete of Team Equipo Cepsa, does not have to deal with plastic parts. A win for the Spaniard. The 3rd round begins. Now the racers need to concentrate and have steady nerves. While Jochen Hahn, the winner of the 1st round, looks on, Stuart Oliver with his number 18 goes totally nuts. Threat takes on a new meaning here. Super race trucks attain a top speed of over 250 kilometers. It is lucky that these trucks are throttled.
This is really amazing. I've never seen a truck going so fast. It smells of burned rubber and the air is very dusty.
Hard to believe. In the starter field, there is an even chance. This is because the vehicles are driving on the same tires. A new set of tires is chosen by drawing on each race day. Equality of chances in the replacement parts warehouse would maybe make more sense. Despite shredded truck parts, the drivers don't let it get to them. Particularly Antonio Albacete is totally cool. He has won this race. This time, Jochen Hahn gets a 2nd podium spot. The 4th race, the wall of steel rolls on. The curves at the Nürburgring are treacherous. Already in the 2nd lap, there is a mass crash. When these giants that weigh tons crash into each other at high speed, mostly that means the end of the race for the drivers involved. Almost no one makes it through the green hell without sustaining damage. The Czech, David Vrecki, wins the last race on the Nürburgring and wins the much sought-after Truck Race Cup with his Bulgaria team.
Hello and welcome to Motorvision on Tour. Today from a very windy but extremely sunny Dubai. This is where the biggest and most important motor show of the Middle East is taking place. This is also the place where the car freaks are buying their supercars, and I want to show them to you, so come along with me. Let's have a look.
The Dubai Motor Show is so important that the son and deputy of the ruler is the first official visitor. His Highness, Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and his entourage obviously enjoy this assignment. Also one of the first guests, Australian Formula One star Mark Webber. Cars at the Dubai Motor Show are shiny and glamorous. At least most of them.
So far, we've only seen supercars, and I'm not really sure if this accounts for a supercar, but perhaps it was at war. And I know somebody that can tell me what happened to this car. What's the history, Paul?
You're very welcome. Today, this is Street Group, and we're the largest armoring company in the world. So it's the Toyota Land Cruiser 200 series. The car itself has gone off to Germany, to Munich, to the Beschampt Institute, and it's actually been gone through the full testing. The glass itself has been shot. The car itself has been shot over 300 times. On the floor, actually, you can see there's a little bit of deformation down here. This is actually from landmines. And even up onto the roof, up here on the roof, we actually had 2 hand grenades actually went in there. 0 penetration. So we're looking at an ultra-safe car. I mean, when we armor a vehicle, we're actually putting all the armoring components inside the vehicle. So aesthetically, if someone is coming to actually attack this vehicle, they won't know it as an armored vehicle. And they're going to attack you with a small handheld weapon. This is where you'll have full protection. Now, in the event that someone knew this was armored, they're going to stage an attack. This is where they're going to sit with a sniper's rifle or with an RPG, and with that, now you're in trouble. So this is the whole idea, is to keep it as low profile as possible. So you can see simply when we open the doors, we do have the overlaps, but everything is actually hidden. These are your bullet catchers here, and you have the thick ballistics glass here. This is 39mm glass.
Yeah, I can see that. This is
it's
clever.
Very, very thick.
Clever, clever. Well, I'm definitely safe in this car, that's for sure. I think I can even drive to Baghdad. Hello.
Now, we've seen with the engineering on the inside of it, this is a fully engineered body. This is actually the 200 chassis we've seen before, the Land Cruiser. What we've done is we've taken away the entire body. We've kept the dashboard and the interior seating. However, everything else you see on the outside is 100% ballistic steel. We can actually make the body higher, lower, shorter, wider, whatever the actual client needs. So it's fully customizable to the end user.
Better be safe than sorry.